Okay, to finish this meal, to go with my keto soup, I'm going to make some keto cornbread, and I start with my oven set at 425, okay, and I heat it up, and while it's heating up, I take a skillet, 9-inch skillet with about a tablespoon of bacon grease that I've saved from this morning, and I put it in the oven and just let it sit there and heat up while I'm preparing the cornbread mix. I'll bring you back. Okay, while the cast iron skillet is heating up over there, I'm fixing to mix this up. I've got 1.5 cups of almond flour. I've got actually a 1/4 cup of self-rising buttermilk cornbread mix. I've got 1 tablespoon of sugar. You can use a 1/2 teaspoon of stevia or something like that, substitute if you want to. There's 1/8 teaspoon of salt. There's 6 tablespoons of butter, melted and cooled, and I'm using 4 jumbo eggs. It actually calls for 5 large eggs, but I use jumbos, so I'm only using 4. I'm going to mix all this up in that pot right there, and then I'll bring you back before I pour it in the skillet. Okay, here's everything mixed up, and I'm going to pull this skillet out of here, out of this oven. You'll see the bacon grease is hot on the bottom. Do not touch that skillet because she's red hot. And then all I do is pour that mix into the skillet while it's hot. Just pour it in, and you'll see it'll start simmering on the bottom. Back up there. I'm gonna put you on hold and cure this off a minute. Okay, you see it bubbling around the edges. I use a whisk just to get it even in the skillet, and right there. Then I hit it on a minute. Open it up. It goes in the center of the oven. 25 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, the cornbread just come out of the oven. It was actually about 22 minutes, and I pulled it. And then just to check it, I use a toothpick just to make sure it's done in the center. So the toothpick comes out completely clean. You see there's nothing there. So that means it is done. And then what I normally do is I'll take some butter so we don't have to cut it open later, and I put some butter on the top. Okay, and then after I let it cool and flip it out onto a pan or a plate, I will add some butter to the bottom of it. So then it's already been buttered. You don't have to cut it up and have a mess on your counter or on your table when you're doing that. And this is just enough butter to give you that butter taste, so it's really nice and almost juicy. So it's pretty good. I'll bring you back here in a minute when I finish getting it out after it cools off. Okay, the cornbread, I've taken it out of the skillet and turned it up on a plate right here, and then I'm going to put some butter on the bottom just like I did the top, and I'm going to let it set a few minutes, and I'll actually turn it back over because it's prettier on the other side for the table, and I'll show it to you, and then I'm going to cut it and have a piece with my soup. So enjoy the moment. I'll bring you back here in just a second. Well, here she is. There's my keto soup. Each serving of that has about 7 to 8 carbs, net carbs, and then that little piece of keto cornbread there. 1/8 of that pound of cornbread has 5 net carbs or less. This has 5 because I put the little sugar in it. But anyway, that's a great meal. If you're on a diet, this is a good one for you. 10 to 12 carbs, and you've had a full meal with all the vegetables. And you can add meat to this soup if you want to. Maybe ground beef or whatever, but I don't. I like it just like it is. I'm Italian, and it's kind of an Italian soup. So anyway, you have a great day and lose weight while you can.